kind of cold, eh? Time to put on some hoodie. Can already feel the brain damage. No, you cannot, because it already happened. You're unable to feel the damage. Okay. Right. Oh shit, here we are again. At the scene of the crime. The crime. Not the crime. Crime. Oh no, not him. Now to thrust these representation papers into Greg's face and see what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? We should go home and show a rest. I still feel it's too loud. Okay.
Here you are, Greg. See? Here are the representation papers.
You're lazy. Oh! I didn't believe it. How did you get the stupid leg space to send it? Charlotte, that good ideas. What?
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
Oh, lovely. Where's the shit now? Yeah, I got all the fish off. I'm a fifth failure ship. What? Would it be alright if we investigated the scene of the crime then?
Do as you be.
You know what you have. Through the door how you come. Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Windybank and Gina. Right, well, I'll be very busy. Will you be investigating in the storeroom as well, Inspector? Even better, we need to wrap it going. Can't afford too much money. There's all many other cars. Sing forever, even walking around the car. So, where's the problem? There's an all case, all you need is garage. That must be what Lord Strongheart, the wonderful, magnificent Pac-Man of hard packs and six-pack and knuckles by far more serious matters before. Come then, let us not waste any time. You know, let's not waste time and don't look at this room. You know? There's the article ledger here, and Mr. Windybank's notes, and... What is this? Looks as though someone has left a little photo behind. Oh, look! On the back, there's some writing. Why do we find this photo here?
Is there? Oh, show us, Susie, show us.
we already picked this up. Yeah, blah 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 blah. We all know about that. Gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1? Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think we have seen this evidence before and already investigated it. The only difference is there's a bloody fingerprint now on it.
Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday.
And is still wearing, which belonged to Mr. McGilbert. I would have never expected that the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photo, though.
It seems Mr. Windibank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have to hand.
Kitty! This photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this same exact picture somewhere else recently.
Oh, yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier.
Of course! I was forgetting that she gave us that print. Well, what are you waiting for then, Mr. Naruhodo? Get it out! Get it out. Open that zipper. Alright, let the cogs turn. Interesting. I'm looking at both photos and I'm like, are there differences? And I feel like there are. I can't help but feel like that this shadow is different from this one. You know, here it's just round. Here is also round, but here is now this, which is not on that. Basically, like the cat looked to the left here, and now it looked more to the front. Or someone moved a little bit. But it's not... Am I stupid? It simply doesn't look like the same exact photo.
I've got it. These two photos hide an amazing secret.
A secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once. And twice.
Do you really wanna know?
Yes, we need you to tell us what you know about this pair of photographs. So Iris, about these two photos. The one found here at Mr. Windibank's counter and the one Gina gave us before. What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints?
Actually, that's not quite right.
Sorry?
If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly.
Ah, I was right. They are not? I'm so amazed.
Have another look at them now. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other?
Yes, I think so. It's very subtle though. But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two photos?
Ah, well, it's because they are set, you see.
No, I don't.
This pair of photos is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment.
Ah, the stereoscope. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently? I'm so forgetful because it was mentioned not long ago. Oh, yes, that's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday. You see? There it is, over there. Ah, yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch.
Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions.
What? Really?
Do you know how a pair of flat photographs can appear to have any depth in the first place?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, how wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you.
She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain though? We really need to carry on the investigation on the scene. I, for one, welcome our new overlords from the Eldritch area. I mean, simply have to know.
Have you ever considered, Bruno, how your eyes see the depth in the world around us?
Well, I just opened them and it works.
But the reason it works is because we have two eyes.
2 eyes. Shocking.
If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you will see straight away. What you see with your left eye and what you see with your right eye are ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye.
Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly.
Exactly, and in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see.
"47 centimeters. My brain really is amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. You know, it would be kind of scary if your brain actually would talk to you. Ah, I think I see. So the pair of photos consist of a left eye view and a right-eyed view. Is that right?
Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick.
So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you would be able to see depth in these prints?
Yes, Bruno, you're beginning to understand.
And the stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that?
Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all.
You can? Really?
Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope.
Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Susie really loves this kind of thing.
You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that?
Cross my eyes. I think I can. Oh my god, I put a cross into my eye. Ah!
Watch me and see if you can copy. Make your eyes do this. Ah, here you go.
God, no, don't do that. Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Frodo? There, how's that?
Wonderful. You look dumb. Now it's your turn, Runo.
The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed.
Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try it looking at the prints.
Alright.
Start by staring at one print and slowly cross your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. You tried now, Runo.
Just going to have to give it a try, I suppose.
Did the print split into two images for you? Now, the next step is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then you try crossing your eyes again.
Yeah, it works.
They form a new single image in the center.
Oh, oh, yes! Smile. Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see in the middle now. It looks so real. Oh, I could look at it all day. No. I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt.
Your turn, Runo.
I already did it.
Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle.
Like this, is it?
There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work.
Well, I don't know who discovered it, but really, it is quite extra common. Yes, extra common.
So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Runo?
They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly.
No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky.
Oh, I recognize that. We saw one there yesterday, didn't we? Over there. If I remember correctly, you press it this little knob here. Then set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back and... Still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works. Amazing.
Oh, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently. But if these little machines are so affordable,
Oh, that's what I say. Surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them.
but it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case.
Stereoscopic pictures. I've never even heard of them until yesterday. Certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. Oh no, and since the game mentioned it, then it means I need them. Yeah. This is new. Look, this dark red smear that appears to have been made by somebody's finger. What could it be? Pudding? Lipstick?
Do you think it could be lipstick? I mean blood?
Do you see any red marks as blood, Iris? That is a bit morbid, I think. No?
But it's almost certainly ketchup, isn't it?
10-year-olds today. Wow, he just doesn't acknowledge it. I think this ticket that Gina brought in here. This is the ticket that Gina brought in here yesterday. Yes, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGilded 2 months earlier. You don't need to read it. And the other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that coat. Yes, for a small box deposited 2 days before the omnibus incident. Could that have anything to do with all of this? Who knows? Yeah. This is the second of the 2 photos of the cat, and it really does look like Vagahai. Looks exactly the same as the first photo at first glance. I suppose that's what's so compelling. Actually, now we have both pictures. Could have another go at viewing them as a stereoscopic image. So I need to cross my eyes and try to get the 2 cats to merge into the middle as one. It's such a hard thing to do. Whoever thought of this is, in the first place, must have spent a long time staring. Okay. That ledger that's open on the counter there. What is this sentence? That ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? You know what's also enormous? These nuts. Must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn.
It's too much to think about. Better to sell it all and have a clear head if you ask me.
You're nuts. Yes. But clearly Mr. Windybank was very careful when it came to the articles in his care.
behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said.
Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Mr. Windybank face down on the floor with Gina beside him. As the accused's legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course, we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime.
Don't worry. If there are clues in there, I'll find them.
Okay. It's there.
These shelves are where the pawn broker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy.
Yes, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example?
Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know. Are you alright, Bruno?
Oh, it's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but then you pick out individual things. You can't help wishing you owned them, even that horse statue.
That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever.
Most furries be like, I need that horse. Not me, though. Ah, look there. Oh yes, a bullet hole, and I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall. Damn, son. That's kind of strange that there's blood there, which would, like, indicate that the person literally stood in front of this before getting shot, which is Mr. Sholmes. But I'm not sure if that's the case. Presumably Mr. Windybank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Is that blood on the calendar? Blood. 10-year-olds, I tell you. Believe every dumb shit. Oh, well. Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that. What do you mean he's patriotic? I like guns. Are you a patriot? Sorry? It's all there in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris?
I did write something like that. Hardly in jest, perhaps.
In chess?
You know, when I put a revolver against your chest. In chest. Well, he doesn't do it often. It's quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often? He shouldn't even do it once. He should stay a virgin. Oh wait, that's not the topic.
Forget that for now, Rudo. Let's examine the bullet.
What's that around the bullet hole? Looks like ketchup. Is it ketchup? Suspicious red stain on the calendar.
Aha! I may well be able to help you with that.
What?
There's nothing like like the sight of ketchup to get the ketchup pumping, is there, Runo?
I have a feeling I'm not as ketchup-y minded as you, Iris. I'm afraid the sight of ketchup makes my ketchup run cold.
There you have it, you see? When it comes to ketchup, we're all different types.
Yes, what a scientific observation.
You need this.
Oh no, what is that scary looking thing?
Early and I have actually come up with a name and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch.
Oh! The color of the ketchup has changed.
There, does it make sense now?
Yes, I think I'm starting to understand.
Good. It works on the principle that different people will have different types of ketchup, you see.
Yes, how wonderful! We turned red ketchup into green ketchup. That means you make green ketchup out of green tomatoes, right?
The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color and become mayonnaise. So you can identify whose ketchup it is that you're looking at in a flash.
Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Jeannie would say that it's ketchuping great.
So, whose ketchup are we looking at?
Well, all the chemical does is turn the ketchup a different color, so just to find someone whose ketchup turns the same color, and you will know who it belongs to in a flash.
It's more like 2 flashes, really, isn't it? 1 flash or 2, this could well turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we must make a note in the court record. Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other ketchup analysis to the portfolio.
As long as I have reagent left of shore.
For sure. Okay. Guess this is the case where we start to collect ketchup. As it seems. Actually, there's a stain on the back of that one photo, isn't there? I think perhaps we should see if that can tell us anything. So we go back here, do this and turn this around to prove that this is ketchup. Just another order. I don't think if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I've noticed. A red smear, you mean? Yes, it looks like mayonnaise, doesn't it? I wonder if Susie had picked up on that. Well, in that case... Yes, we need Iris. We should show this to her before we forget. Huh. green ketchup just seems wrong somehow.
Oh, there are some sorts of different colors. There are pretty pinks and purples too, you know. Like I said, everyone's blood is different.
I wonder what color my ketchup would turn out. Actually, I don't want to know.
Your ketchup is black as the darkness of Satan's hell.
Fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are, though I'm not confident I can get it closed again.
Oh yes, that's a folding stereoscope.
Really? This is a stereoscope? We talked about that. Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used a great big contraption. Over there.
Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that.
It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside.
But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints that you can use on them, in them. I have a little collection myself.
I wonder if I could make money out of these in Japan. I bet. It would beat keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. But confusing. Well, hello there, Bob. Shall do that. Give me a second, Bob. There we go, Bob. Also, cheers, Bob. Stretchies. This is that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they are right in front of your eyes, because they are. It makes you think when Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday. We were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Anything else? No. Okay.
Oh, that looks like ketchup.
I would say it's far from a gloved finger, almost certainly a glove made of leather.
Well, don't worry, Bruno. You can leave the rest to me.
Look at that.
Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? I think I'm going to call it ultraviolet.
Oh, wait, that's not what I meant. We simply must add it to the portfolio of ketchup samples. It could be an important clue. Although it would be nice to find out whose ketchup these different colors correspond to at some point. I can't wait that we literally go into court and it's like, are you a witness? Wait, hold out your hand. Let me cut your hand with this knife, okay? I know it hurts. It's okay. Just keep your hand there. We need to put some chemical powders on it to see which color your ketchup is. this particular stain of ketchup.
Oh, you've had an idea, haven't you?
Do you know whose ketchup this is? No idea. How could I? We don't have a known sample of the same color. Without that, it's impossible to know. Oh, how very vexing.
I wonder.
What?
Well, it's true that the color doesn't help us. But what about considering how the mark came to be there in the first place? You might have an idea about that. Mightn't you, Bruno?
What if you keep staring at me like that? No.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Well, this particular stain of ketchup.
Oh, you have had an idea, haven't you?
No, but I can make an educated guess. Yes, I have an idea whose ketchup it is. Not from the color I turned, but with a little deduction.
That's right. I think it's clear.
Iris, you know as well? I'm the only one who doesn't know.
You first, Bruno. Who do you think it belongs to?
Well, let's see. It's not gonna be Windy Bang. It's probably McGilded, I would say. No, wait. It had to be turned in, and we remember Gina had bloody hands. So, it's probably gonna be Gina's. Oh my, think this is Gina's blood? No, it's not hers. It's not hers, it's Mr. Mason's. It's 3 fired Mason's blood. I'm such a silly boy. Yes, it was Gina who brought the ticket here to Windy Banks after all. Wait, the fingerprint itself is from probably Gina. Blood, on the other hand. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. Punish me. But Gina doesn't own any gloves at all. Oh.
And Ginny wasn't injured either, was she?
Uh.
I'm trying to work out who the ketchup came from, so we can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away.
Perhaps my answer was a little too simple. Have to think this through some more. Who do we know was bleeding at the time? Well, then it's basically Magnus, right? So if we want to talk about that this is not a fingerprint, but more like a leather print, then it's probably Magnus. Mr. McGilded? Yes, after all, his redemption ticket belonged to him. Huh, you don't think? You mean that during the incident on the omnibus? Yes, I expect so. It's a very clear print and no small amount of blood. So it must have resulted from a fairly serious accident, such as he might have sustained on the omnibus. Wait, but if I remember rightly, no signs of injury was found on Mr. McGilded at all. So it was the Oh. Yeah. Okay. It's yeah, I know. Blah blah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, then it was him. Thrice fired Mason?
You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you trailed off there.
Well, it was 2 months ago, that case. And of course, and of course, I'd never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice Fired Mason. But that would mean that this bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windybanks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at that time.
So it's a smear of blood from that time Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago.
Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night. Now I ask yours, what good-hearted soul would rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. It certainly does look like a leather-gloved thumbprint, this mark. But we know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time anywhere on his body, from which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. Naruhodo, you sound like Mr. Jones. Oh god. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope.
Yes, I think you're right, Bruno.
Very well, let's make a note of this. Okay. Okay. Eh. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Winterbank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Wait, Inspector. What did you not say, sir? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You're saying that you're Inspector Cooper away from social job for the loyalty. Hey, Jerry, what? If never see how they shiver lost was the thing. I don't know what you're saying. So you weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. I'm afraid this is a little much for the young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Um. Dude, shit on duty, is me only seeing it. He's not very good at sympathy. I don't think that went very well. Oh! Lee, my beloved is a I told you not to go on my phone. And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yes. I would like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. I don't. Oh, Hurley. And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes's operation is going. Oh god. Scene of the crime. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Sure, you got here's and what OJ? Nothing munition. Iris, could you lend me a hand?
So, Grexy, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh, yes, you lazy, leave me hopeless me. What is it? Sure, the auto hour, no car, morning to see about intention. And the one I only joy the store for the inside. So it was locked from the inside. The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officers doing? Wait, we'll do a special joy as early as possible. Oh. It's a good tea. We can wash the cold proceed through. Sure. And next to offer each one, they'll do be good as time.
Are you talking about Jeannie? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
A meatless street, a harmless girl, was here on the floor dead on the wall. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And afraid to say that she is going to use it.
No.
The best part is, they picked her up. They took the gun away from her and put it down on the floor. Like, why? Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In a person found the key to the horseman.
What? The key to this storeroom?
And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Harish,
I don't really see straight. It's how you say whatever for. More person Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Sholmes's operation.
Rexy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he?
Don't mince your words, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is... My voice. Iris is killing my voice. Unbelievable. I'm for candy. Very good. Well. Out with it. Yeah, baby. She called you generation. I see me. She died in the range. The whole body anesthetized. Is that even possible? Is that even possible? My operating game creation with page right for. Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to cut off the limb if it's like hurting. Provide laughing gas for tooth extraction. As always, I think I was the greatest thing for man. Couldn't get my cage met, so I took all the off her head. And then the option stay. The girl get voice off her head. Oh my! Damn it is, I understand, but she's all these programs up in her song. But anyway, they're going to stand back and watch this going on. Holy. The main is you enjoy British. I see you're ground. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Move away, Inspector. This is now my room to touch. And molest. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them.
I can't believe how many there are.
A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look! Pieces of different people's lives quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policemen shuffling around. I expected that that was a thing. So, anything else here? Not really. Yeah, let's start with the chest. Out of all the articles in this storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. No. What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in.
Oh. Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. Must check inside the box at once.
Yes.
Ah. It was there. Iris's story was there. Really? What? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean, of course, I believed Hurley when he said he would deposit it in the
Words.
It's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not very well hidden. It's not a very well hidden frown. Okay. Damn, that's a lot of pages. Like, just imagine the book itself being this big. Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susie know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I'm so sorry. Nothing else. Okay. This is a revolver, a real one. And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windybank's life.
What's the matter, Susie? You and Runo look like you're about to faint.
Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. That is not surprising, Susie, because guns are made out of metal. And I've had issues with guns in the past. Like, it fired at me when I hold it the wrong way around. Evil things.
I had issues with guns in my past. Because back then, when I ordered my ramen and I put my gun in it...
Yes. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windybank with this yesterday, didn't we? I shall have to take my own life. Must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Windybank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he?
Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
You know? The question is the bullet outside the bullet from this revolver? If yes, then it's actually not the murder weapon. So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. ketchup. Please have marked the position of the body with a chalk line.
Poor Mr. Windybank, he was a nice old man.
Where's your way too hard? You stay a pretty incident. I wanna have everything. Magical fluid that changes the color of ketchup. This must be his ketchup then.
Oh,
I don't like to ask such a wretched time at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps.
don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action.
Why does it look like orange? What does look like orange? Your name is orange. The blood is red. It's blue. Blood almost looked orange to me. Okay. So now we know the color of the chemical. The color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windybank's blood. I'm sorry, Mr. Windybank's ketchup. What the fuck?
And it does match our analysis of the ketchup stain we found in the main shop.
No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway. Hooray. I'm pretty sure that this is Mr. Sholmes's blood. This is gonna be 3-Fired Mason's blood, and Windy is blue. Iris?
Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the culprit.
Yes, absolutely. But that means there's nothing left in here to investigate. This most important room where the crime took place is now the most unimportant. How wonderful. I don't want to converse with you. I'm not entirely sure what we are supposed to do. I mean, I can go to the prison again. Maybe we can, like, stab Gina and say, like, look, we put some chemicals on your ketchup. Gina doesn't appear to be here. She's already executed. I believe she must have been in questioning at the moment.
Oh, but wait a minute.
What is it, Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Jenny could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped.
Oh my! Why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse.
Calm down, Bruno. I was only joking, of course.
Oh. You had me worried there. Thought it was a great deduction. Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight of your words carry. The weight your words carry.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
Well, it's the same situation. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would just have thrown his head back and guffawed. Guffawed. Guffawed, blah, blah, blah. I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. Should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime.
Yes, come along, Rona. Come along, Susie.
That's what you say. But I don't know where to continue. We could go to St. Sinner's Hospital.
St. Sinner's Hospital. Ah, I remember the days when I was younger than 10 years old. They kept me here in a test tube to make some medicine. Delicious medicine. I always nibbled on it.
Hello, very nice. Welcome back. What is what is the game actually wanting from me? I don't get it. Oh.
That's a music box. Do you have them where you come from, Runo?
Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Usually we have a really small box where we put the musician into it, who is going to make music. And then everybody's like, oh, it's the magic music box. It makes music. Sometimes they die in there, and then we feed their dead bodies to our dogs, but then we just put a new musician in there and make it.
Oh, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen?
DMCA incoming.
What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks.
Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Grexy to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. You know, why haven't we, paid any attention to the observation system Mr. Sholmes here installed with cameras? This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came here.
Shh! Keep it down.
Oh, sorry.
There's a major clue just here. Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once. But as soon as I report it, that will be it. I'll be stuck here even longer.
Stuck here? What do you mean?
I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift.
Ah, they really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us from investigating though, does it?
No, I suppose not. fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. We looked at the calendar before. I don't understand what the game wants me to do. I don't. Does the No. Does want me to give him something like this or that? I think
Yes, my latest story. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
What?
Good question. Can't really remember.
Don't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you won't be doing anything particularly remarkable.
Hey, look at this one. Shishi.
I don't mean it like that. And even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you? Inspector Greggs, could you give me your opinion about this? Do you think?
Where is Shishi? Nothing acceptable. In that case, Grexy, how about some herbal tea? I gotta be for my. Hit this boy, is it?
You don't mind sharing that then? Okay. Inspector Greggs, could you give me an opinion on that, don't you think? Nah.
It is a shit.
You know, she is basically going to kill him with tea. Like, every time she gives him tea, it's like he's getting, like, water poisoning. Okay. Wouldn't say anything about that. So we go here. And present things to her. Okay.
Oh, my manuscript.
Mr. Shum said he deposited at Windybanks and he had.
But it's so strange. What is this about this particular story? I worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it?
I'm afraid I have no idea. All you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I suppose.
Oh, maybe. It's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines.
Yes, maybe. I wish I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't. Yeah. The way you can identify different differences in people's ketchup like this is amazing. You really are a genius, Iris.
I know, I am. If Hurley and I put our minds to it, we could really shake up Britain's chemists and alchemists.
And you could shake up Japan's lawyers and judges, couldn't you, Mr. Naruto? Oh, for sure, even if I didn't intend to. Would you mind if I showed you this, Iris? It's just a boring old thing, really, but...
Oh, I don't really like boring things.
Ah. Looks like Japanese modesty is easily misinterpreted. But potato! Yes, potato! Potato. Misinterpreted. There we go. But I liked potato better. By young Western children.
I mean, who does like boring things? No one wants to be shown something boring. Come to think of it, you're always introducing things with, this is boring, but it's a bad habit. You should stop it.
I'll be sure to let the entire population of the Empire of Japan know on my return. This is funny because Japanese people still do this today. Like, they're not like literally like telling you the exact truth of what they want to tell you. Like, they say it in different ways. Like, they don't go to you and tell you like, oh, you're fat, or oh, you look more fat than last time I've seen you. They say something like, oh, seems like you have been eating very well. Even if they want like to bother you with something, they say like, oh, I don't want to bother you, but... And then... For people who live in Japan and are not Japanese people, that is very annoying over time.
Oh, Ginny, this is all my fault, really. But she'll be alright, won't she? In court tomorrow, I mean.
I'll defend her with everything I've got.
So, she'll be alright, won't she?
Am I that bad at instilling confidence?
Yes, you are.
What? Would you mind if I showed you this, Iris? It's just a boring old thing, but really, but... say to the same direction. Yeah. Now I'm really at a loss. Still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Winterbings.
I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home.
Poor Iris, she's very upset by all this. I'm sorry, I was there, I should have done more.
None of this is your fault, Runo, so please don't apologize.
But
It's the criminals who are to blame for all of this, so let's investigate and work out how to catch them.
How to catch your criminals and where to find them. Yes, you're right. Already been 2 months since we have been taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes's office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this.
When Hurley comes back home, let's have a big party.
That's a great idea. I'm sure it won't be long. Mr. Sholmes is very tough.
Yes.
Also nothing here. Well, guess we go here. I'm really at a loss, like, I can't do anything at the crime scene. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry, apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment.
Yes, Hurley does tend to overload the shelves.
That's one way of putting it.
He wanted to look something up in one of those books the other day, you know. But it was so tightly crammed in, he gave up and went out to buy a brand new copier instead.
Why? Now that's a new kind of lazy. And also a very expensive way of lazy. Fire is burning comfortingly in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow.
Hurley's been working on his disguises recently. He's been dressing as a woman mainly.
Really? Mr. Sholmes dresses in women's clothes?
Yes, you see, that lady in that photographic photo on the mantelpiece, that's Hurley.
He's quite stunning. He's killing it as a drag queen. These are all mementos of Mr. Sholmes's past cases, I think. If he'd been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from La Carnival would be on display here. We talked about this before.
Hurley says that Waggy is a memento too.
Wagyu? Does she mean Wagyu? What? How?
He tried really hard to get the little fellow to stay on those shelves at first.
Oh, Wagahai. Waggy. Oh, okay.
But he had to give up in the end. Waggy just wouldn't keep still.
Yes, funny that. Would you like some Waggy with your Wagyu? It's an unusual way to make use of a huge metal chest as a table for tea and coffee. I mean, it's unusual, yes, but it's actually quite a normal, good idea to do that. It saves you an entire table. But it's a very sturdy box, and I've noticed that it's always locked.
Oh, well, that's because that box contains some of my most important things.
Which you have no intention of telling me more about, judging from that guarded smile. She also told you that there's a lot of stories in there. Nothing new. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Okay. Your beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of your special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain. Why is she involved so much in this case? I don't like it.
Poor Hurley. He hasn't had a drop of tea today.
Oh no, a British person not drinking tea every day. If that ever happens, they just go like, ugh, fall over and become a plant.
I wish I could take some tea. I wish I could take some to the hospital for him.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to give him anything to drink after an operation like that. That's the most funny part. In certain... depending how you're getting hurt, sometimes you are actually denied any fluids. Like, even if you're thirsty, you will not get anything to drink. But I don't remember what exactly the case was. It's a charming little white shelf and full of charming little bottles too. But the contents of them aren't quite so charming, it seems.
I'm so close now. I've nearly developed a rainbow smoke grenade, you know.
So you're still working on those colorful but funny explosives, are you?
I tell you what, when I've perfected it, I'll fire the first shot at you, Runa.
What an honor. Come to think of it, I haven't seen you doing much writing recently, Iris. There's paper already set up and the typewriter, I notice. As if you're about to start.
I'm a little bit stuck for a new story idea, actually.
Well, you could consider using that What Happened to Mr. Natsume, perhaps.
Oh, yes, that's a fabulous idea, and a great title that just popped into my head as well.
Oh, it's gonna be devastating. Let's hear it.
The Adventure of the Catty Man. How's that, Runa?
How about The Adventure of Naruto? The Adventure of a Ninja Village. I think nothing I'm doing in this room has anything to do with progress. Look at Mr. Sholmes' desk, it's completely clear. Looks totally different without that enormous machine on it.
Hurley lives in an absolute mess all the time. He never notices when things go missing.
Even Mr. Sholmes must have noticed that a huge lump of metal is no longer there. Surely. The thing is, I've seen nothing at the crime scene that I still can investigate. I cannot do any conversations. It's just weird. And I don't think any of this has any value right now.
Oh, this looks like a telegram.
No, that's not a mobile phone and an app. It is, but you mustn't open it, not under any circumstances.
Alright, I won't. Now then, let's see.
No, what did I just say? You mustn't open it.
Don't worry, I won't. With this special concoction I've developed, I'll be able to see through the envelope without having to open it.
No, that's not allowed either.
Oh, but I'm sure it's something important.
Little geniuses sure can be mischievous. I've only been here in London for about 2 months, but the desk is starting to look like a little messy already.
Early's desk is far worse, you know.
I'm sure I try. Blah, 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 that's what I say. I'm sure if I try hard enough, I can make the desk as messy as Mr. Sholmes's.
I wonder.
I don't think I can.
Well, it takes a certain genius to reach that level of
Disorder.
disorder, you know.
Discorder. Have to true mess is a long and arduous, it seems. Yes, because that is the goal in life, right? How messy can I make something? Well, in certain circumstances, that is a good goal to have. We were rather lucky to find that old aquarium left behind here. The prawns we put in there are doing rather well, and the anemones too.
Apparently things like those were very popular in London before I was born.
Oh? You mean they're not anymore? Hi, Bob.
I think people discovered it was too much effort to clean them out and change the water all the time.
That still holds true to this day. I can believe that. Prawns and anemones are fun for a while. You know, if you have like an aquarium, there are certain types of animals you can put inside that keep the tank quite clean, but you will not be able to avoid the fact that at some point you need to clean the tank regardless. No matter how good your filters and animals are. Sadly, that's the truth of having an aquarium. It's spring at last, and the weather is warm now. It's not spring here, we are about to go into winter, but I wish we would be going into spring. But I love the smell of the fire and the steam rising from the kettle.
Oh, how about some tea, Bruno?
Thanks, Iris, but I'm alright now. With the green teas Susie makes for me from time to time and Iris's unique herbal infusions, this place is a paradise for a true tea lover.
If you're sure. You know I always have plenty whenever you're feeling thirsty.
Okay. So this is the tea set that Miss Susie brought with her from Japan. You know, he's not aware of the fact that she literally is going to take this away. Because she's leaving tomorrow. Let's hope she hasn't noticed me slipping sugar and milk into my cup when she makes it. It's just so bitter. The interesting fact is, green tea by itself is not always bitter, depends what kind of tea it is, and if you prepared it correctly. A lot of matcha, for example, tend to be bitter. But if you would take like ceremonial grade matcha, it is different. It's not gonna be actually bitter, but instead it's gonna be more on a slightly sweetish side. But yeah, usually when you drink green tea, you don't really put sugar or milk in it. I would say the milk is not terrible. Like, I actually find it better to make fresh matcha and then put a little bit of heavy cream in it. Not much, just a little bit. And I feel like it tastes better that way. But of course, in its original way, you would never put like milk or heavy cream in it at all. Sugar? No. The thing is, if something is bitter and you put sugar in it, it's not actually taking care of the bitterness. But if you put something like, let's say, milk or heavy cream into a bitter drink, it actually absorbs the bitterness. But sugar is not gonna help against bitterness. Heavy cream works. Yeah.
Susie's lovely green tea had quite an impact on Hurley, you know. He stopped putting milk and sugar in his coffee even. And Hurley is normally bitterly opposed to bitterness.
Hi there. Matcha with cream is a popular drink in some boba tea shops. Yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon. Like, a lot of things that are made with matcha often have that. Even in Japan, despite that, when you really want to enjoy the matcha itself as it is, you would never put it in. I don't know what to do. Like, it wants me to do something here, but I don't know what. Yeah, but you look, I'm streaming. I cannot do two things at the same time. You just have to wait until I'm finished. Okay, I have nothing new to ask him. I basically presented everything I had, and he said nothing of use. I explored the entire room. And I don't know what the game is literally want me to do. Like, there's nothing left to, like, to examine. Nothing. Like, when it does this with a check mark, it means this is done. And I have all of these things with a check mark. And there's nothing new going on here. So, I don't get it. So, we go back to the main shop. What was Susie saying there? Okay. Yeah, I shall do that. Spoke with this guy. We spoke with this guy. Then there's this guy. But we also spoke with him. Examined this. We examined this. We examined this. We examined this. Spoke with him. talked about that. Just don't get why we are not talking about the observation cameras. Why are we not doing that? Talked about that. We looked at the desk. We looked at the door. I don't know what to do here. We also showed her every evidence we had. There's nothing to talk about. What does the game want from me? Huh? Oh god. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles Case 5 Walkthrough. Yeah. This is the first time I actually need to look into a walkthrough. Like, what the heck? That's the normal talk. That's the first part. That's all correct. Yeah, we had that. I remember that. Yeah. Yes, we did this, we did that, we did that. Yes. Then we go to the office. Yes. We go and do this. Correct. Here we are. Blah blah blah. Yes, that was explained to us. And then we are literally here. Okay. Yes. But I did that. But I did that. Blah blah. Hey, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, come on. Inspector, what do you make of this? What you hear? I just referred to what they were saying. This is afterwards the station where I just think about it has on. Yeah, it's cheap about cool. I want to to turn up my city. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Is it? There's no way, but no, I didn't mean to,
Rona's right, Grexy. It isn't the same ticket.
So you do your job, and maybe boy you do what?
This is a second ticket.
It seems that Mr. McGilded in fact had another article in the storage here at Windy Banks. Yes, I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Nodohodo. Oh god, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Okay, so I guess I only showed him one of the two tickets. That's why. Hopping off stream, see you. Thank you so much, Film Noise. Have a wonderful rest. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilded's overcoat. Eh? You mean? Yes, there was more than just a music box disc, it seems. Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilded deposited another article here with Mr. Mintybank.
Do you have any idea where it is, Grexy? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilded. It could be an important clue.
Well, yes, it could be. Wait, no, so look at me, you guys are full for a zipper. You much better. I lose more for walking. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. It's enough, she. It's boys in your swamp. The courtesy way, traditional later part,
Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months.
So the small box will no longer be in here then. Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop where the forfeited items are offered for sale. Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. Huh? Can't possibly might be okay. That's information on nature.
Well, I think we should at least have a look just in case.
This is getting old. Okay. Well. I will be honest, you should own such a clock at home. It's certainly not going to be annoying.
I nearly jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Windybank set such a wicked trap?
I doubt he set out to scare anyone. Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon. Oh? The trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you will be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind.
Don't you remember, Runo? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want to be, if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really?
Did I say that?
Yes.
You did.
The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching. In that case, we had better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina. Oh no, the game actually tells me where to go. How weird. And what could this time be? I wonder. How strange. As we start to T-pose in prison. Fun. Next time.